99.3 Nigeria info. 4 minutes gone past the 5 o'clock hour. This is the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Maryann Okon, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is Hard Facts, and I'm Maryann Okon. I did tell you that we are going to be talking more about, of course, insecurity, insurgency, terrorism, and what must be done if we must move forward as a country. Now, as Nigeria has marked its 65th independence anniversary, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told the nation that we, in his words, are winning the war against terrorism, banditry, and other violent crimes. But the facts on the ground paint a totally different picture. In the past few weeks, reports of mass killings and attacks have emerged across several states. Borno, where local authorities say they warned the military ahead of a fresh Boko Haram attack, but they did not heed the warnings. And this attack killed civilians. And this is a report from Sahara Reporters. In Kwara and Kogi, there were renewed communal violence and bandit raids, which left scores dead. Away from there, let's go to Katsina and Zamfara, where bandits and their groups still control villages. They kidnap and take residents for ransom. In Benue, there are thousands who have remained displaced after waves of attacks. And in Kaduna, where school children continue to face abductions despite years of promises. Now, according to the Daily Trust newspaper, over 180 schools are currently shut across northern Nigeria due to insecurity. The Punch newspaper reports that retired generals have backed a call for a state of emergency on security. The Amnesty International estimates that over 10,000 people have been killed in Nigeria's northwest and north central regions in the past few years. So the big question is, when the president says, we're winning, we've turned the corner, what exactly does this victory look like? Can the average person who is in Plateau State say, well, it looks like victory? The person who wakes up to half their family dead, those who were buried in shallow graves, those who were buried in mass graves, those who were killed where they stand, and those who no longer have homes. What does that victory look like? My guest is joining us live via Zoom. He's a former Minister for Youth and Sports. On Tuesday, we were supposed to have him, but the networks didn't have it. We're not having it. So today, we decided to bring him back. It's so good to have you join us. Mr. Solomon Dalung joins us via Zoom this evening. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for taking out time to join us on the conversation today.
Maryann Okon, thank you very much for your patience and tolerance to have me back again, even despite repeated frustration by our technology.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. So, Mr. Dalung, tell us.
Thank you.
Tell us, Mr. President is insisting that the government of the day is winning the war. Yet, the data that I rolled out does not necessarily seem to be in alliance with what Mr. President is saying. But the government is saying we are winning the war. We're turning a corner. In fact, we have turned a corner. How does government measure winning when civilians are complaining about, being displaced? Being killed, children can't go to school, and thousands remain, in IDP camps? What kind of victory is that?
Well, the president is not wrong when he says he's winning the war and his government is winning the war, because the measurement of his victory is his immediate environment and what is happening within his own corner. Nobody has been kidnapped within his ministers. Nobody has been abducted in his family. None of his government officials had witnessed any of these things. So all of them are living comfortably in Abuja, Sokoro, and Nitama. I think the only unfortunate thing that happened, which should have given him a hint that we have not turned the corner, is the death of this young woman whose apartment was occupied by armed criminals, and she jumped down and lost her life. But you see, that information did not even make any meaning to the president. So the president is winning the war with his government living very big, secured, with retinue of a huge security protecting them and their families, their businesses, children, and assets. But Nigerians whom they pretend to be representing, in fact, are in the heat of a very serious existential war, to the extent that most Nigerians are even wondering whether God is still in their favor, because everything creation has failed them. And they cannot imagine that even in their ancestral homes, where their ancestors were never conquered, and armed men will come, kidnap their children, rape them in their presence, rape their women, shoot their young ones, take over their lands and property, bring vehicles and move their foodstuff and properties into the bush. Such a situation cannot be referred to as winning the war. So I think the president is reading the situation from his immediate environment. And he has never had the sound of any gunshot around him. So how would you expect him to imagine that anybody is elsewhere, not secure?
But the president has aides. The president has commissioners, ministers. He says he watches the news. He reads the newspapers. You can't tell me that the president is disconnected from today's reality, especially in Nigeria. I don't want to believe that.
Yeah, I am not even saying that he is disconnected. But what you have said is corroborating the fact that what we have today as leadership does not at all represent the very people they claim to be governing. Because if they do, if the president actually listens to news, if he watch news, if he also reads the papers as he claimed, at least if he thought that everything was calm, which was more or less a graveyard situation, what is happening in Kwara State, Kogi and Kwara, which as a person who is even not from that state, I'm completely devastated. Because, imagining the stories I'm reading coming out from there, how communities, a mixture of a rainforest and a Sahel geography, or representing the north and the south, a very, very complex topography. And people are running, some dying with gunshots in the bush, and all that we could hear is that we are winning the war. Does that give testimony to a leader?
I want to talk about, because you obviously are from some part of the country where they're also seeing and experiencing some level of insecurity. There's the issue of, I was just talking to people about the fact that we have a cost of living crisis that we're facing. And the World Bank just released a report on our poverty index, where the federal government has also hit back that the World Bank is not using today's realities to measure, its position. But one of the things that people are asking for the government to do is to deal with insecurity so that our agriculture can bloom again. So when the government tells us that, food is coming down, the cost of food is coming down, people are saying, well, we don't see it. Right now, people are queuing up for gas. Since I was born, I've never seen people queue up to buy gas, to fill their cylinders in my life. But it's happening in Lagos as we speak. It's happening in Nigeria. How can we be turning a corner if things are going up and something as easy as food is very difficult for us to buy and feed our families? I remember some months ago when someone called to say he doesn't know how to explain to his kids why they don't have bread to eat anymore as part of their meals. There's no how we want to have these conversations that we will not address the issue of insecurity. So let me ask again, for someone who was in government, what do you think is the challenge that government has in dealing with the issue of insecurity head on? The realities as to what people are seeing every day. We saw the town hall that they had in Plateau State, where the governor called the president's wife his mother. But how does that meeting address the situation of the people in Plateau State or in Benue or several other people who are facing the same issue of insecurity?
Let me simply put it this way, that currently we are very, very unfortunate to have people occupying leadership positions that do not at all think about responsibilities of leadership. They think about themselves and how to protect their interests of being in offices. The whole concept of leadership, even as contemplated by our Constitution, provides that the primary responsibility of what is called government is the protection of lives, properties, and the general well-being of the citizens. That is what is called government. So, if government has failed to protect citizens, if government has failed to manage the economy, if government has failed even to communicate with the people honestly and is deploying propaganda, then something fundamentally is wrong. Now, back to your question, why has government been unable to deal with insecurity? They don't have the political will to deal with insecurity. They have politicized insecurity. And insecurity, let me educate Nigeria, is a huge multi-trillion enterprise where this year's government budget is 3.10 trillion. Now, the critical stakeholder in this criminal enterprise can be categorized into the following. There are those who are waiting for peace to erupt into anarchy so that they will immediately start peddling and sale of arms from neighboring communities and neighboring countries. So they start moving arms to market them. The first step stakeholder in a conflict situation in Nigeria. The second stage stakeholders are those who, once a community is attacked and they are displaced and designated IDPs, they are interested in contract of buying or provision of relief and essential material. Mm-hmm. Now, this second stage is also mixed up, both in the private sector and some found in government offices. Mm-hmm. Now, the third category of these stakeholders are those who have very huge interest in security vote, because once there is a gunshot, a security vote is meant to be spent. They may not even go there, but of course, documents will cover that billions have been spent for that. So these major stakeholders over these 14 years are milking and making huge fortune from insecurity. So they do not at all see it as anything wrong. They have lost even human empathy. So when they see people killed, they only look at it from the mirror of their own economic and parochial interest. So for the governor to say, to be talking about a mother, when even yesterday as I'm talking to you in Jos, in Barakiladi, just some 4 or 5 kilometers away from Barakiladi, armed men opened fire on young people who were returning from even a peace negotiation. Opened fire on them, killed even commuters and people traveling along that road. So it's not about mother, because if there is that relationship of mother, a mother protects her children. So if we have a mother in the person of the First Lady, oh, congratulations to us in Plateau State. But how does that translate to protect the people of Plateau State when they are holding town hall meeting and calling mother while bandits were opening fire on the people? You can see this contradiction.
So Mr. Dalung, are you saying that meeting doesn't translate to anything? And are you also saying in the same breath this administration has politicized the issue of insecurity. Is that what you're saying?
I am saying it without any apology, and even holding the Bible to say that this administration and every other administration that I know dealing with the issue of insecurity in Nigeria had politicized it.
Including the administration that you worked under. So you're saying that you also are complicit.
Even the Jonathan administration that we succeeded politicized insecurity in Nigeria. I'm saying it emphatically without apology.
So that means that you are also complicit because you worked with an administration that in your words, toyed with insecurity.
It also means that even you who is now anchoring this particular program that is working in Nigeria is complicit. If that is the definition of your complicity,
how so? I do not have the powers. I'm not a leader of Nigeria in that capacity that I would be politicizing the issue of insecurity. You on the other hand,
wasn't the commander in chief. You understand there are responsibilities. Yes. Just like your duty now is to help educate us. Mm-hmm. You cannot be complicit because it's not your mandate. There is a responsibility, and what is called the commander-in-chief, mm-hmm. whose responsibility is to provide this security. And he has the armed forces who are instruments of force or coercion to be used to enforce. So when you extend your definition to this level, I have only helped apply that we are both complicit because we're also working for the Nigerian
I want to pressure you a bit more. I know this is not about you, but I have to pressure you more. You obviously worked in that administration and you represented a category of people who obviously are hardest hit by these cases of insecurity, whether we're talking about the Southeast or the Middle Belt or the Northeast or the Northwest. You represented youth, young people. And of course, at what point were you saying or lending your voice to the CDS or the National Security Advisor or Mr. President himself, if he had his ears, and I'm talking about the former president, to say, well, we're not doing the right thing. We're politicizing this issue. I'm from a part of the country that is being hardest hit. This is what I think. At what point did you do that, sir?
Yeah, the problem with Nigeria is that, I don't know, maybe because we no more teach history. Our memory is already limited. And I think maybe also the input of the technology, Google AI, had also made us to develop very poor and weak brains. As a minister, I went to President Muhammadu Buhari and told him that I traveled to Jos and met with the church leaders, and they said they accused me and you and your government of being complicit in the management of the security on the plateau. And I told the church that, okay, we were in Jos a month ago with the president at a town hall meeting. And the people of Plateau State, represented by 5 people, denied that I was lying. Plateau State was as safe as heaven. I was right seated there. Of the 5 people that spoke, a youth, an elder, woman, representative of the church, representative of Muslims, they all denied the information I dropped to the president that there was no security. So I told the church that I was scared to speak for the people. But if they will be courageous enough to say what they said to me to the president directly, I will book an appointment for them. And the cooking president, Reverend Doctor, promised me. And I came and I booked an appointment. 45 of them came to Abuja. They sat face to face with the president. I was the leader of that delegation. And I told the president that we Christians in Nigeria, especially in Plateau State, are suspecting you and your government of masterminding the killings in the state. So what else could I have done more than that? And how many people who had ever held my position could dare do that? But we are living in a country where we are very, very unfair to people. So the mere fact that you were in government, everybody can just wake up and call you any name. No wonder the country has refused to move, because we don't appreciate people when they do what is right.
Interesting point that you've made, Mr. Dalung. We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about challenging authority, especially when it's in the good or in the interest of the people. We'll be right back. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hey ladies, do you know Nigerian women are celebrated for their radiant glowing skin? That's right. But with a hot sun, protecting our skin can be a challenge. Good news! Perfectio by Vitabiotics UK gives you targeted support for great looking skin, hair and nails. Packed with biomarine collagen, botanical extracts, and other micronutrients which contribute to skin hydration and radiance while reducing other skin imperfections. Available in pharmacies near you. Perfectil, beauty from within.
It's the choices you make that set you apart from being good to being great. My choice? Nivea Men Deep Body Lotion with Max Tech, powered by Black Carbon. Gives you both dark wood fragrance and 48-hour moisture. And my other top choice for all-day freshness, Nivea Men Deep Roll-On for 72-hour protection and fragrance with Max Tech, powered by Black Carbon. Skin is for playing it smart. Nivea is for skin.
Little body, big moves. Little brain, big learning. Your little child is eager to do big things. Every sachet of Cerelac Junior comes with the nutrition they need: natural grains, protein, and iron to support their physical growth, learning, and development. So you can fully enjoy your little one's big moments of growth.
Oh, the only detergent that keeps me bright and fresh. I know they waste time to wash. I thought my clothes have the best, so why go less? You can't wash a lot with a little Viva. Use Viva. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Use Viva. Viva, oh Viva. I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever. Viva, oh Viva. I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever. Viva, I love my Viva. Don't need no other. I love my Viva forever.
Viva detergent, a quality cleaning powder from Aspira.
Omo, you dey find where you fit bet sharply and cash out anytime.
iLotBet dey here. Come iLotBet. Football.
dey.
Withdrawal.
Na sharp sharp.
Odds wey dey burst brain. 100 million casino jackpot.
You choke.
Omo, your life fit change with iLotBet o. Bonus boku when you sign up. And iLotBet iBot AI dey to help you for predictions matter 247.
No dull o.
Sharply download the iLotBet app now or visit www.ilotbet.com. If you snooze, you lose. I play, I win. iLotBet. For 18 years and above, play responsibly.
Hey, Omo, see package. This is what I call full house.
Yes, sir, that's me. I full.
Huh? Who's talking about you? I'm talking about this Peak Yogurt Drink Full House Pack in your hand.
The Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House Pack with more refreshment contains fresh cow milk. Share and enjoy full house goodness filled with essential vitamins and minerals. Peak. Reach for your peak.
New Lavard Water Shield Cement now confirm. Number 1 waterproof cement for Niger. Yeah. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number 1 waterproof cement for Niger. Yeah. New Lafarge water shield cement number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement na confirm. One time. Put full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water go collect. If water jam house, or they shield. Lafarge na confirm. Cement. New Lafarge water shield cement na confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
In the kitchen game, there are players and then Agba Ballers, MVP, Player of the Year, 10-0, no rival. Become an Agba Baller with the new improved Maggi chicken flavor, made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric to bring out your top game in the kitchen. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, my game changer.
This is not just football. This is JJ Ball X, the game where every doggo, every race counts. Here, your football skills pay off. As you dey raise the ball, you fit dey raise your account balance. So if you think you're the next JJ and it's sure for you, get on the BetKing app. Use the promo code JJBollex. Tap on casino. Click on JJBollex to play and start winning. Remember, not for persons under the age of 18. Play responsibly.
What does it really mean to live limitless? It's a sojourn in Gombe, leading a procedure in Lagos. It's SMEs showing up every day, pushing through the odds. It's students in remote towns streaming global lectures in real time. It's you making big moves in London while chilling by the pool in Abeokuta. It's power, it's freedom, it's mounting a router outside and connecting it inside for super fast internet. It's Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Enjoy unlimited data for limitless living with Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get yours. Airtel.
Stay fresh, stay dry with Nivea Dry. No bad smell, it protect from sweat and it last well.
Nivea Dry don't get 25 ml pack. Make you rush, go buy am.
The price set, no dey tear pocket. Make you stay fresh, stay dry with Nivea Dry.
Nivea Dry deodorant will help you maintain your steeze. It don't dey for 25 ml small size for boys and girls wey sabi.
With Nivea Dry.
Is that Alfie playing football in the rain?
It's Toby Chio.
My goodness. When did he grow up? That's it with kids, though.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
This is what goodness tastes like. Golden caramel, creamy buttermint, and rich coffee. There's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
Cadbury caramel, Cadbury coffee, Cadbury buttermint. Sweet, smooth, and full of flavor. Whether you're chilling at home or on the move, there's a Cadbury candy for every mood.
Yeah, there's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
The news you need, the conversation you hear, the station you love.
Federal exports hit 371 billion naira amid heavy import reliance.
Resident doctors give federal government 30 days to address doctors' demands.
Jonathan will return to Aso Rock as president, says Professor Jerry Ghana.
Those who actually frustrated him out of office may be so desperate to wish him back.
Workers have a right, a constitutionally afforded right to join unions or not to join.
Madam ADC gives article ultimatum to pick membership card. So it's not even pick his membership card. All these problems.
We are not all we have. They have other things.
Or we're not enough.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. This is Hard Facts.
Yes, it is Hard Facts, and it's 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. On the Big Hard Facts today, we're talking about the renewed killings and, of course, the terrorism and insecurity across the country. I always say something that if Nigeria was a flat surface and you had a pen, wherever you spun that pen and whether it faced north, south, east, west, there is some sort of insecurity. And that is not a good look for us. My guest is a former Minister of Youth and Sport, and he joins us live via Zoom. Mr. Solomon Dalung has been here with us speaking about the issue of insecurity. Now, before we went on that break, you were talking about the part that you played under the Buhari administration. And now we know that you're no longer in office, and you've spoken very loudly about these issues of insecurity. Let's talk about one of the most recent allegations that have come from the United States of America, which some people, including I, think it's some sort of skewed propaganda. Now, the U.S. is alleging, or a U.S. senator is alleging that what's happening in Nigeria is a persecution or a genocide against Christians in Nigeria. Would it be fair for someone, obviously, who has been in government, who has seen people, the number of people who have been killed, whether Christians, Muslims, non-Christians or non-Muslims, would it be fair to support Senator Ted Cruz on this narrative that has been pushed? In fact, they have asked that Nigeria be designated a place that's not safe for Christians. Where do you stand on this?
I didn't have the opportunity to watch him, but shortly had he made that statement that I received torrents of messages, scared messages from friends in the US, some of them even offering me to please leave immediately. They said they've been asking me to leave this country, but it's like I am bent on dying in Nigeria. So I will be killed here. So I now asked them what was happening, and then they sent the video to me and I watched. I think the assertion of that Senator Cruz is a misrepresentation of the Nigerian situation and an attempt to distract attention from dealing with insecurity to further polarize the Nigerian society into either ethnic or religious divide. There are proponents of that school of thought in Nigeria who believe that even if 1 million Muslims are killed, it's not their business. But a day a Christian is killed, there is the killing of Christians in Nigeria. There are people with such school of thought. So their thought is so myopic and narrow that it is only when it happened to them that it can be defined as persecution. But I remember when Boko Haram started, and I issued a statement warning the Islamic clerics that the silence they were maintaining could turn round to boomerang and will work against them. But of course, they kept quiet. And at the end of the day, the highest casualty of Boko Haram were the Muslims. Because the communities, the number of people killed by the Islamists who were Muslims was far, far, far and higher than the Christians. Now, even when we talk about the current insecurity, reflecting either in banditry, attack on ancestral communities and displacing them, these criminals that goes to perpetuate this, actually, you hear them saying, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. Now, they are raping a young lady who is also saying Allah Akbar. They are raping a woman who is also shouting Allah Akbar. They are kidnapping the same people whom they will take to the bush, and when they are video recording them, the same people will stand up and say, A'udhu Billahi, oh Allah Akbar. Could you now be fair to say that those people who are using the same religious language, killing the people who are saying the same, persecuting Christians? No. These people are criminals. They do not believe in any religion. but they understand the porosity of our psychology. So they deploy those sentiments to take advantage of manipulating us. And I think the senator is helping them to promote that school of thought. There are more Muslims in Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Katsina. Niger is 50-50. Kwara is also 50-50. Kaduna is 50-50. Plateau is predominantly. Benue is predominantly. So if what is happening in Benue, if he had categorized it to what is happening in Benue, Plateau, or predominant population of Christians, would have maybe said, okay, it is a genuine sentiment expressed. But a sweeping statement from a senator of the United States, to me, is a very dangerous statement that as a country, we must be scared of.
And how damaging do you think such statements to Nigeria's can be to Nigeria's international image? And what should, I mean, we've seen the official response. I played a clip here where the president said that, whoever is saying that those are lies from the pit of hell, but it doesn't counter the many statements we're seeing from people, the retweets we're seeing on Twitter, because people are being gullible. Yes, people are not happy with how government has handled the insecurity, but how do we check that narrative before it runs us into the gutters?
See, in a community, in a Christian community, where those who attack are saying Allah Akbar, the only understanding of the victim there is that they are persecuted because of their faith. Now, but that is not a good representation of the general situation. And back to the response of the president. I mean, the response of the president, in my own opinion, with due apology to the president, does not at all, not countering. It does not even address the issue raised by Senator Cruz. Government was supposed to have responded as a government. Even the propaganda of the cyber mercenaries within the ecosystem, the social media ecosystem, seems to be compounding the situation. If you are accused of theft, you do not just say, no, it's not true. You must proceed to address the element of the crime so that you can prove your ignorance. But you can't dismiss it that it's not true. When even it has created an impression for people to begin to look at, what type of necklace is he wearing? He's wearing a golden trinket. So definitely this allegation that is a thief is true. So it has dealt a major blow on our reputation as a country. More so that the president himself is guilty of initiating this very dirty narrative with his Muslim ticket.
How does that apply really? Having a Muslim ticket, does it mean that if people are being killed, the president is complicit? How does that work?
Everybody who is familiar with Nigeria and know the political history of Nigeria, it will just conclude that the inability of the president to deal with this issue because he's a beneficiary. So the president was supposed to have come out stronger and present himself as a father figure of this country and deal with this issue. But he came out to just dismiss, which did not address the issue. It has always been a balanced ticket in Nigeria. And so he has introduced a disbalance in a multicultural society.
But
And
but
now
even
allegations are
before the Muslim ticket, we've had this spiral out of control. We've had Boko Haram that has become banditry and splinter groups. I don't know if it's tied to the Muslim tickets. If we're being fair here.
Yes, it wasn't tied to Muslim ticket, but Buhari was accused of being complicit because majority of the criminals are from his ethnic extraction. So if we now accuse Bola Ahmed Tinubu of promoting this bigotry, we will be saying it from a holy perspective, that we are being fair to him, that we have every reason to say it until he discharges a burden. The burden of proof now, as even raised by this senator, is still domesticated in the domain of Tinubu. He has not defended himself well. Because the next thing you will hear, I'm not a prophet, the next thing you will hear is they will begin to make reference to this issue and say, oh, his inability to deal with this issue is because of this. While the real inability of President Tinubu to deal with this issue is that he was not prepared for leadership. He was only prepared for his term.
Interesting. Now that you bring the politics in, I have very little time on the clock, so I'm just going to give you 2 minutes to respond to this so I can open up the phone lines, because there are people who have questions for you. You obviously are no longer in government, but you are a politician. And I see that you are in bed with the ADC. I see that you have been one of those people who are pushing for a change in power, for good governance and governance that favors the people. Where is the ADC right now? Because it's like you gathered momentum for a second and gave us chills, but then all of a sudden, Nigerians don't know what the direction is anymore for the ADC. Are you really a group of people who actually are change makers? You want to wrest power from the government of the day? Do you have what it takes? Because it looks like that momentum might just be slowly dying.
I always like when you anchor, because you're always very fair, especially to me. Because you actually got me and who I am. I am interested in change in governance. That is my primary occupation, because I am a revolutionary politician.
Okay.
I'm not a conventional politician. In fact, in the real sense of it, I am an activist. It is the activism that set the agenda of politics. We start the issue of criticizing government before people with political interests gather around us to either form association or declare interest. When Tinubu came in, right from May 29, I started saying that we're into trouble. It was not popular by then, but it became popular when others with political interest see it. So, asking about the opposition, the opposition will definitely organize itself in a manner that it will deal with the situation on the ground. The momentum was to send a warning shot, because a good infantry soldier will first test the capacity of his enemy by firing what is called warning shot. So the opposition has fired a warning shot, which has rattled the government.
But then it looks like you're out of ammunition, because it looks like your house is not in order anymore.
No, the ammunition that was fired was only just one. It was one major bombardment, and they have been rattled. They are now running from the post to pillar, recruiting governors to the camp. There are endorsements going on everywhere. This organization have been doing endorsement. Very soon, churches, mosques, Alphas are now getting Lexus. Lexus will also get to pastors, some pastors. Lexus will get to journalists.
Okay. Well, I don't know about what journalists you're talking about. Well, my colleagues don't receive we don't receive gifts from politicians. I don't know which journalists you're talking about, but I'm fighting for my constituency.
Not even those who are receiving even the gifts are not all of them. But the good journalists we have, we also have the bad ones.
Okay.
Just like the politicians. So this situation you find going on is crystallizing into the youth earnestly ask for a Abacha situation, where you have the 2 million man march in Abuja, where all the 5 political parties endorse a sole candidate. So this is where we are heading to.
Okay.
But they forgot that when this happened in 1998, the Almighty God held the Supreme Heavenly Council, and a decree was rolled out immediately. So anybody who attempts to conquer Nigeria should know that he has declared war against God. So let them be very careful. And
God has been brought into the conversation. Let me see if I can quickly take a few calls, please. The phone lines are open: 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190 for the ladies. I'm going to try to make it 30 seconds. Please go straight to the point, because we have less than enough time to have a whole minute's conversation. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, an interesting conversation. God will not send angels to come and fight this war for us. It is the government and the people that will do the needful. It's a shame and pity that scores of people are dying unwantedly on a daily under the watchful eyes of the led administration after administration. Yet, all the government does is to politicize insurgency. If wishes were horses, I would just wish that this evil of banditry come close to call. Maybe it will stir up the president and his cronies.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Boli, for calling. 30 seconds is all you have. Go straight to the point. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, Maryann.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from
I'm so sorry. Your line is very noisy. It's very noisy. Unfortunately, I have to let you go. Welcome to Hard Facts. 30 seconds, please.
Yeah, good evening, Maryann.
Yes.
It's Maryann speaking to you from Ekwe.
Go ahead.
Let me quickly touch on the security. I think we don't have a political way, to take out this insecurity issue. If you remember, I was arguing that it will take cost maybe 15 to 20 years, to eradicate this insecurity. But you brought a man then, who said in 1 year we can at least stop this.
A retired military man. Yes, I remember.
Yes, the insecurity issue. So if we have that political way, I think we'll be able to do something about it. And for Mr. Dalung, he's not a saint, but they should arm themselves at least with words, with everything necessary to sweep out this government. They should make sure that they are not running out of
Thank you very much for calling. 30 seconds is all you have. Straight to the point. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, my name is Rita.
Hello, Rita. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So my question to him is that if you say these people are not they are not using the religion to kill the Christians, then why is it that when they come, they mention the meaning? They said army. What's the meaning of army? If you understand it, if they come in between the Christians, they mention that name army. So what's the meaning of it? If they don't understand the religion they're even practicing, what is the meaning of that word?
Okay, interesting. I'll let him answer that one. But lastly, let me take this call. Hello, 30 seconds. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Maryann, my question to your guest, this is Asalari. So my question is this. It's like psychophancy when it comes to this issue of insecurity. It's top-notch because when he mentioned something that somebody went and lied to the former president before him, that what they are saying is not true. So for me, my question is, how would they do the psychophancy in fighting this insecurity? Thank you.
Beating psychophancy. I have just 45 seconds, Mr. Dalung. Let's see if you can respond quickly before we wrap things up.
Well, for the lady who was asking the issue of Arne, I think maybe she joined the program late because I explained the modus operandi of how these criminals operate, where they take advantages of religion when it favors them. So I don't need to repeat myself. Now, you see, psychophancy is the greatest enemy of dealing with this insecurity. One of the elders who was speaking in Jos and telling President Buhari that Plateau is as peaceful as heaven. As he was making that call, bandits attacked his home, killed his relations, and burned down the house. He's left now. At that very moment, which he was lying, Fulani armed current people attacking. So, if we don't deal with psychophancy, we will not be able to deal with this evil.
All right. I wish we had enough time, but that story really hits close to home. Mr. Solomon Dalung, former Minister of Youth and Sport, speaking with us here on the issue of insecurity. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time to join us on Hard Facts. We really appreciate it.
Next time I may not be able to come because one of your callers said he's looking for saints to speak,
Saints.
So, and I'm not one.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, sir. We appreciate it. My name is Maryann Okon, Lagos. I'll see you tomorrow at 3 on Hard Facts. Have a beautiful evening. Bye-bye.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
Let me just you guys. So, Judith visited me a few weeks ago and brought food stuff. While unpacking, she pulled out John Vent's 3-in-1 chocolate and started hyping it. Creamy, tasty, and more. I just smiled and nodded, not taking her seriously. Fast forward 2 weeks, I'm calling her, asking where she bought it because I need more for my family.
Once you've had a taste of instant goodness, there is no going back. John Vent's 3-in-1 chocolates. Enjoy instant goodness.
What does it really mean to live limitless? It's a sojourn in Gombe, leading a procedure in Lagos. It's SMEs showing up every day, pushing through the odds. It's students in remote towns streaming global lectures in real time.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.